winds blowing, storm clouds moving in. Whatever's gonna happen, it's about to begin. I remember what the drunk donkey told me when he said, son, don't fear. Mike's where the baseline is about to be. Then he's gonna tell you about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you which way it's going, if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news that they try to hide. Just click on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide. Well, there'll always be some haters, but they don't understand that Mike's got a friend and 100,000 more across the land. Well, if you want to know it first and you want to know it right and you want to have time to plan, Drunk Donkey Nation tells your friend, Mike, he's your man. And he's gonna tell you all about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you if it's gonna be a storm or if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news others try to hide. Click on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide.
All right, everybody.
Yeah, here on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide.
What's up? We are live with Hunter. Getting some people popping in here. Good morning, everybody. I see your good mornings. Good morning. Good morning. I've already been up a few hours. Doesn't feel like morning. Getting that old age nap syndrome. I start looking forward to my 2 o'clock 30-minute nap. A little refresher. All right, looks like we're good. What's up, Miss Shelley? All right, so hey, what's up? This is Mike here. I'm Mike, obviously. Mike's weather page. Coming to you live from Oldsmar, Florida. Doing our Daily Brew almost every day. Got the tropics waking up a little bit. Everybody's getting a little anxious. Anytime we get a red cone, the anxiety goes up a little bit. So hopefully we can go over all the scenarios for you and not make it too stressful. But we'll see about that. I'm sure somebody will say I'm hyping. They always do. But anyway, so yeah, welcome. We are streaming live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube this morning. So good to see everybody. Good. Thanks for the stars there. Chris, Mike, Teresa, appreciate that. Dave Waters. Good morning. Dave's got a cool last name, Waters. How's the water, Waters? Lauren, storm is growing rapidly, she says over on YouTube. Well, it's looking healthy. I will say that. It's right above my head, by the way. That's current satellite imagery right up here, Hunter. Look. Hunter, look up here. Right there. That's our storm. John's from Oldsmar. Are we neighbors? That's pretty cool. We could bring a seat over and you can hang out. Probably not. I like my little quiet studio. I don't wear pants half the time, so that would be awkward. You never know. I joke with other meteorologists when they do their body shots. Not body shots, when they do their head shots, body shots. Your heads are in the gutters. I'm like, do you have pants on? And they laugh. Chat's acting a little wacky. I was on another weather show earlier, and it was wacky yesterday. So the chat is slow. Definitely not on your end. It's not on my end. It's on everybody's end. Good morning. Dave's got if you're frustrated over there, all the chats aren't popping in all the way. So, what's up, Virginia? Born. How's it going, Meredith? Katie Gregory. Good morning from Carolinas. How's everybody liking this hyping hillbilly? Man, Hunter's done. How's everybody liking this cool weather? I just posted this little map. Let's show you that real quick, and then we'll jump right into things. on the tropics. But yeah, we got some cooler air. Even the Panhandle got some upper 50s. Some of our fans reported earlier today. So yeah, the 50s did indeed reach the Gulf Coast this morning. Just a couple spots, but lower Mississippi, lower Alabama, y'all are feeling it. 60s, a little bit in the Panhandle. That's going to linger dry air all week long. Lucky for you. Florida Peninsula, I'm sorry. It's not for you. Julie Rose, thank you very much. Lexi, thank you very much. Shelly says there's no cool weather, not for us. The peninsula is on its own little island. What's up, Leonard Davis over there? All right, so let's put the dog down. You ugly. No, he's not ugly. We did take him to Taco Tuesday last night. Right? You like Taco Tuesday? All right, you say goodbye, buddy. Say bye, everybody. All right. So Daily Brew. I'm going to be sharing something funny ABC shared, by the way, yesterday called Sip and Spill. It was pretty hilarious. ABC Fine Wine and Spirits put out. So our Daily Brew is brought to you by them, ABC Fine Wine and Spirits here in lovely FLA. I love to say FLA because I grew up when state initials had 3 letters, and I still do it as a rebel, man. I'm like, I'm going to do it, make everybody mad, FLA. So ABC's Florida grown just like I am. So, all right, here's what we got the latest, 70%. So this morning, I think I teased it in the Brew Crew. I'm like, I bet you this thing goes up to red 70%. I was a wild guess, but there you go. This is the latest from the NHC. Came out at 8 o'clock. I have a weird feeling we're going to see a cone today. I would almost bet money we're going to see a cone today. This thing looks like it's organizing pretty well. It's defied all the odds. Remember, this thing was marked off of Africa. They dropped it. We watched it come from September 10th. It had 0 convection to boom, came out of nowhere. So it definitely has been defying the odds. It's always had a little bit of spinach down below. So anytime you get a Cape Verde spinner, they seem like they kind of do sneaky things. But this is what we got. NHC's talking about it. They said showing signs of organization. Upper level winds aren't conductive, but could see a tropical depression soon. So 70%, that's what we got. And it's heading toward the islands. So I linked this site. Shelly, remember this? This is Zoom Earth. I put it on the page this morning. It's right here. Follow on Zoom, right here. So there you go. Follow on Zoom. It's a really cool interactive site page that gives you real-time coordinates, winds, pressures. You can zoom it out. You can animate it. This here is actually old track. I wonder how I can turn that off. That's somebody else's old track. I don't know. But anyway, you can play around with it. It's got a bazillion features on it. It's crazy. I love it. It's just, I haven't used it all year, so they obviously have changed things. All right, here's the latest. But anyway, a lot of you have asked me for that Zoom link. A couple of our lives ago, I had a few people on there. What happened to your Zoom link? Well, there you go. I'll put the Zoom link back on. So thanks for the stars there, Michael Barron. I said Borland. Shad, appreciate it. Ashley, you're correct. Zoom has a great hotspot wildfire tool, too. Teresa just sent donuts and coffee. All right, here we go. This is a live look at the water vapor map. I love this map. All right, so up here, look at that. Dry air. That is our cold front coming down. That is massive. Cold front, dry, crisp air for Panhandle and everybody else. Here's our system we're watching right here. This is Invest 96. It's got some dry air, but it's not like it did 2 days ago. It's definitely created its own little moisture field. Looking very healthy. This is nothing, by the way. There's no sign of organization with that. That's just a flare-up down there by the monsoon trough ITCZ line. So that's not anything tropical, believe it or not. It looks healthy, but it's just moisture. Could be paving the way for this guy. So there is a wave coming off of Africa that... could be next. Very big plume of moisture coming off of Africa. This could be the dust killer. If you look at it, that's a big old wad of moisture coming off of Africa. Not going to worry too much about that one right now. We're going to focus on 96. But there is a wave that looks like it could be trekking along after 96. All right, let's look at the latest spaghetti models. The 12Zs just came out. Yay! They always come out as soon as we're doing our little show. Thank you, Levi. All right, here's the latest. These are your latest, and they're trying to load. The whole world just refreshed on Tropical Tidbits and probably overloaded the system. You come back tomorrow. That's all. Not on my end. It can't be my end. No. A little worried there. Let's try it again. There we go. Drum roll. All right, latest spaghetti models. What the heck is going on? All right, so we know. Hey Henry, appreciate it. Appreciate the stars, man. You got a lot of stars today. I really appreciate it, guys. So I was thinking like things to say this morning. First I always, you try to not get wrapped up in one run. Yesterday the euro backed off of development. Today it's showing pretty strong development, curving out to sea. So we're in that stage of development where the models will be flip-flopping a lot. So it's really hard not to get wrapped up in the emotions of, let's say they all just make the system, poof, go away. Kind of was that way yesterday, right? And I started getting a feeling like, it's gone, it's over. Some like tracking storms, they almost get depressed, like, it's nothing. And then 12 hours later, the runs come back, and now it's back again. So you kind of got to look at model trends. Yesterday I showed the 3 euros, how we had a pretty decent, strong storm 2 days ago. Then yesterday, the day before afternoon. Well, anyway, the last 3 runs of the euro before last night's showed a varying to nothing to something, and now we're back to something. So we get these windshield wiper effects. So it's really hard to get too wrapped up in believing one run. You kind of look at trends, and you start looking at upper air patterns. But the one thing that is consistent, and we have a lot of people that watch here, is that very likelihood that this thing is going to be going over the Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, Northern Lesser Antilles, and into possibly Hispaniola. So timing for that's this weekend. Development isn't expected. However, I did share the H-Wharf in our Brew Crew chat room because the H-Wharf, to me, has done a very good job with intensity over the years. So if you're living in the islands, man, don't blow this off yet. The way this thing looks right now, and this thing could be a sneaky little Fiona coming. So don't just turn your cheek on it. Pay attention to every update. It's definitely heading your way, regardless, rainmaker or not. Anything higher, but it's heading that way. What it does after, we got the euro that's showing that. We got GFS going to the Carolinas now. We got the CMC going to the Gulf. So this is your consensus lines. These TVCNs. That's based a lot on Ensemble tracks. So yeah, it could be more of a Bahama issue down the road after Hispaniola. But again, it's too soon to count on that only. So there you go. Anyway, these are your latest models. And, we'll see. Again, looking at this sucker, let's look at it again. This thing is really impressive on satellite. I'll tell you what. It definitely has the look. You can see it. This is your weathernerds.org. We can look at it a couple different ways as the sun came up this morning. So, yeah, it's got the look. We haven't said that all year. It's got the look. She's got the look. Fiona's got the look. She's an ugly old gal. We looked at her yesterday. I don't know what Shrek was thinking. But, I tell you, he's got the look. This has got to be scratching the NHC's heads because this has got to be... we're going to have a cone today. I bet money on it. I'm not going to tell you how much we're going to bet, but I'm betting money on it. Cheers, by the way. Here's to our friends at Mathnasium and Countryside for getting Emily through the tough tasks of Algebra 2. We're just hoping for a miracle. Give her that B. All right, let's look at all the model runs. So far as weather goes, otherwise, the lingering front continues down in the the Florida Peninsula. We got beautiful dry air the whole week. There's really nothing else cooking. We're going to focus on what's going on with these models now because this is kind of what we do. It's kind of part of it. So we're going to zoom in on tropical tidbits here and look at every model, every ensemble. Kara asked what time the next models come out. Generally speaking, around noon Eastern is when we'll start to see the CMC, the Icon, and the GFS. The Euro usually done running about 2 o'clock, but it runs about 2 hours behind. What's up, Dale? Good to see you last night, man. Ed, thanks. Sherry, thanks. If you hear noise in the background, it's the dogs snoring. And by the way, the Facebook chat is very slow today. I was on Eric Burris's chat, Coffee Talk, over from Orlando. Same issue over there. So it's just a glitch. It's a glitch. All right, so here's let's go to the latest Euro. Here's what we're watching. We're going to be watching something coming off of Africa here. This is nothing to worry about. This is going to fade away. And by the way, right before we get started, I was showing yesterday the lingering front. I didn't even watch it today, but we've had this persistent lingering front, a linguini front. not lingering. This is old leftover frontal boundary from last week. Not really taking my eye on it. I forgot to even look at it today. I did take my eye off it. I forgot today. But just kind of for fun. If you love looking at radar and satellite, just keep your eye on this right here. Because yesterday it showed a little bit of spinning. But anyway, all right, so here's the Euro. We're going to go out. Let's go 6Z. It stops. It only goes out a few runs. Here's Friday. It starts to near the Carribean. 1,008 millibar, not really developed. Then it stops. Keeps it right over Puerto Rico here Friday into Saturday. So again, not a strong signature of development. However, of course, rains, you guys know all too well. Potential for flooding. Here's the Euro again. So notice the initialization's lower on the 6Z, meaning it's definitely getting more organized on the initialization. As a matter of fact, overnight run didn't even really show it much, and now the 06 is. So obviously it's organizing. That's going to change things in the long range runs. But what it showed last night, there you go, over Puerto Rico Saturday, and then Hispaniola Saturday, Sunday, and then look what it did. It starts to organize it. Here's that next wave coming in behind quick. Remember, this one's always been running quicker, catching up. Little Heinz catch up. This is Monday. There's our spot over the Bahamas. Monday. Time frame has been spot on with this thing. We've been tracking it over a week here on our page. And starts to turn it. There you go. Hard right turn on the latest Euro. Yesterday, let's stop right here. So this is next Wednesday, okay? The 21st. 1 week from today. So regardless of continental U.S. impacts, Bahamas need to be watching according to this. U.S. is still watching. This is by no means 100%. What I want to show you here is here's our new wave affecting the islands next week. Been persistent. Yesterday's 12Z on the Euro. Look at that. 12 hours. You talk about a flip-flop. It goes from weak to strong in about 12 hours. So, it's not 100% confident. In a 12-hour flip, it went from nothing to something. So, still not, like I said, still not 100% on this thing doing that recurve. So when you see somebody say it's not going to hit continental U.S., that's not very responsible. But we'll see what the afternoon models say. We will. All right. So anyway, there you go. Boom. Strong little guy too. Kind of following Earl. Almost the exact same path as Earl. And then we got to wonder about this little guy. 10 days from now, it could be entering the same exact path. So there you go. There's the latest Euro. The latest CMC, which has been not too bad. It's showing the same thing. Impacts Friday into Saturday. Puerto Rico Saturday. Hispaniola into Sunday. Cuba. But then it kind of gets it close to the Keys here on Monday, the 20th. Or Tuesday the 20th. And it brings it up into the Gulf. Very believable. So we'll see if that's an outlier or not. And the latest GFS, which I'm not going to say anything mean about it because I get yelled at, shows a turn towards the Carolinas. So, got to show you that. Timing would be into the following weekend, actually. But the GFS is just everywhere. It comes back into Florida. I don't even know what the hell it does there. It stops, comes back to Florida, splits off another system. So I just very cautiously use any GFS model at this point. It's just all over the place. It has been all over the place. Like, just makes no sense. Model run to model run. And everybody knows I like the icon. Let's take a look at the icon. The latest 6Z puts it over Hispaniola Monday is 1,004 millibar. And then overnight, it kind of pulls it up towards the Bahamas. Here's that new wave, the 21st. So it's kind of on track with the Euro as far as the 21st timeline. So the icon is almost exactly the same as the Euro for the 21st. New wave cooking across the Atlantic in Invest 96, which could be Fiona by then. Could be Fiona today. Heck. Who? All right, Florida's anniversary. Yes, Tiger. I read that today. I started doing anniversary posts of storms, but that would hog the feed because we've had Irma and Florence and Harvey and Andrew and all these, Ida and all these memorable storms, and it's like, wow. I mean, we track Florence. We have a lot of people in New Bern. My girl Lexi, haven't seen her in a while. We always meet some great people. Thanks for all the stars again, Carrie Adams. Appreciate Elizabeth, Phil Brandt. Appreciate Milestone Follower, Danielle, Tanya. All right, so there you go. So pretty good confidence of what we got cooking. All right, let's look at some ensembles. I posted this earlier. Let's just go right to the site. So if you want to know where to go to see the latest ensembles, you can see them on Tropical Tidbits too, but I have a link here to Weather Nerds. I like both of theirs. I kind of give them, even them out. But here's the latest 6Z. These just came out. These are the latest Euro. They only go out 90 hours. But you can see the general path across there. There's a lot of land interaction. Storms don't do very well over land. We showed yesterday Dorian kind of defied a lot of odds, and it kind of scooted over Puerto Rico and ended up here, and we know how fast it intensified. So there's always that big question mark. No one really knows exactly how land interaction is going to affect a system. So there you go. There's that. The latest 12Z or 00Z. High confidence today. The Euro thinks this thing is going to eventually turn. One going into Florida. That's high confidence. Yesterday, it wasn't that confident. So that would mean the odds are in the favor of a possible recurve. But we'll see. The GFS, stronger system because naturally pull north more, and both of these are expecting a stronger system that's going to pull north. So if you go off of that, there's a good high probability that this thing is going to curve. But again, I don't buy into anything until we start to see a little more model consistency. Usually you can't make knee-jerk reactions on one run to the next. But if we see the 12Zs come out and this thing starts to see that weakness, the bottom line is this with the steering currents. It's always fun to see. Yesterday, this is what we had. All the storms were doing this. There was a weakness here, basically. The Euro was the only one that had a slower moving system that felt the weakness and scooted on. Well, I did it more up here, but you get the idea. All the others were showing this high pressure building back in and keeping this kind of west-northwest motion because it didn't have anywhere to go. So the Euro is definitely, we're going to look at that, but the Euro is definitely thinking that this is going to feel a weakness above and turn a little easier. And this is what we're talking about. So let's go to 00Z. And it's kind of hard to see. It's 500 millibar, but you can basically see this is our system right here. on the Bahamas. This is on Monday. We got a lot of people in Bahamas to watch this. A lot of cruisers and stuff. So it's not... I get it if you live in the continental U.S. You're like, why is he talking about the Bahamas? But believe it or not, we got a lot of people that watched our page now in the Caribbean. So I focus it on, equally, I hope. But this is what the Euro's seeing. This is the upper level wind patterns. And basically, you got high pressure to the west, high pressure to the east. And we got a gap here, low pressure. And these things follow the easiest escape out of here. And yesterday, what it showed was this high pressure was a little bit more here with our system here, and it enabled our system to keep accelerating more towards the U.S. So right now the Euro is expecting this thing to feel that weakness and curve on out of here. We look at the GFS, upper air pattern, same timestamp, about the same. Little weakness right here. Now notice the reason the GFS is picking the North Carolina, it's feeling a high pressure here and a high pressure here, and that's the path of least resistance on its pole northward. So that's why this run, but like I said, the GFS is everywhere. But man, all the people in Carolina have been sharing the GFS. Oh my God. But, I mean, it's believable. Anything's believable. It's just hard to get too worked up on a GFS run, knowing what it did this season. The latest GFS shows, or the overnight GFS shows our weak system staying weak and getting into the Gulf. This will be next Thursday, 21-22. But the reason the Canadian's doing what it's doing, the Canadian model is doing this. And you can kind of see that our system's here and it misses that turn and basically gets blocked. But the Euro typically does the best with upper level wind predictions. And that's a lot of European ensembles showing a turn. So at 2 o'clock today, Alexa, set an alarm for 2 p.m. Eastern.
Second alarm set for 2 p.m. By the way, I now have a premium loud buzzer alarm tone available for purchase.
No, thank you.
To learn more?
No, thank you. Does anybody remember about 2 weeks ago we set our I just read your comment, Jason, our Alexas to have a 9:19 alarm? Every day now at 9:19 my Alexa goes off. I hope yours does too. All right, so let's read some comments. Then I don't know what else we're going to go into. Let's take a look at it. Winds real quick. I'll leave this up. It's kind of cool to see this. This is your lower level winds. That system that's below our area right here somewhere, there's a bunch of convection and there's just nothing. It's just nothing. So even though you might look at this here and see this, it's nothing. Sorry, little guy, you're nothing. This is what we're watching, and you know it's something because I mean hopefully you follow the page and we've been talking about this for a long time. But this one's had the vorticity, it's had the winds, it's had the spin. This one doesn't, and you can see that. Pretty fascinating to see this evolve amidst all the rough conditions that it has had. Now there is some shear coming ahead. I will say that there is a little bit of wind shear ahead of it, which is very typical. It's got to get through this path here. It always seems like there's wind shear to deal with initially with these systems, and usually it's coming up through here. So we'll have to see how bad it really is. Earl had no problem with it. So it's got some initial wind shear that is battling a little bit right now. But you don't really see it on the storm clouds. You would think you'd see it a little bit more on visible, but you really don't. So this one's really defied the odds. I'm telling you, it's been able to survive in a lot of dry air conditions. nobody gave it a shot. Hit me with your best shot. Mm-hmm. So, let's keep it right there. Anybody ever drink Unholy? Copper tail? It's a nice one. So you can see a little bit of wind shear on this satellite. This is Weather Nerds. You can see a little bit of wind shear. Not a lot. I mean, it's not really that bad. It's really got the look. I'm telling you. I mean, this thing. We're gonna have a cone today. I would almost bet money. I might even wager like $10 or something. Corey, never tried that one. Hurricane Hunters, I thought it was tomorrow, Bob. They'd have to plan ahead for these things. So, interaction of the two, I'm not sure. Usually the weaker one always gets absorbed by the bigger one. And again, the chat's slow at Facebook. I apologize. I can't read everything. Jason, correct. Let's shift focus and talk about that. Let's see what else we can dig into. We're talking a lot about cruising. I see a lot of people going cruising. We got our cruise coming up. Found out yesterday we're doing really good. Apparently, Royal raised the prices a lot once they relax all the restrictions on going. And our prices are locked in, man. So we are excited about that. Hopefully you guys check it out and join us on our fun little adventure. James Ford's in for 10 over and under. All right, so this is it, man. It's very impressive. The recurve kind of threw me for a loop overnight because the Euro 12Z yesterday showed a very weak system in the lower Bahamas, Florida, and then it just pulled literally a 180. So I am so curious that, when we see the new Euro come out at this afternoon, the 12Z models. For sure. All right, let's look at a couple other sites we can look at. For some reason, the Southwest Water Management site is not working. They're usually pumping these spaghetti models out. I'm leaving it linked, hoping that it comes back, but we can always count on our trusty Levi site there. So, all right, anything else exciting here that I can show before we look at some other websites here? Nope. So a couple things. Okay, so a couple things. So we talked about Dorian, right? Dorian really intensified once it got into the Eastern Caribbean, Western Atlantic. God, I screw that up all the time. A couple things I just want to share. These are, in case you don't come to our site a lot. This is a great map. This is called your ocean heat content map, and this is why we worry about rapid intensification with systems. In fact, I'm going to share this anyways. Load here. We're going to go back to this. So ocean heat content is how deep the hot water goes below the surface. And early in the season, this ocean heat content doesn't go very deep. So this is a really big reason we don't get major hurricanes in May or June, sometimes even July, because the water isn't quite warm enough yet underneath the surface. So this is just a map. It's a great map. Been around for years. It indicates how deep the hot water goes. And you can pick up on loop currents up here in the Gulf. This is our Gulf Stream that goes way up into the Gulf, comes back around, and goes around the East Coast. So this is hot water down in the Caribbean. Anytime a system enters this, you got to start to worry about rapid intensification. That's just the way it goes. Not hyping anything. But this graphic, in case you haven't been on our site in a while, this is put out by the National Hurricane Center this year. A little bit different than the one I usually share. This one's interesting. So there's been 9 continental U.S. category 4 or 5 hurricanes at 150 miles an hour or more. There's been 9. So there's basically 9 storms 150 or plus. 4 of those were Cat 5s. 5 were high-end Cat 4s, including Ida last year. So 9 of those hit the continental U.S. 8 of those 9 were only a tropical storm 3 days out. It's a when I heard that stat a couple years ago about our 4 Cat 5s were the same way. All 4 of our Cat 5s that hit made landfall were only tropical storm 3 days out. So, it really doesn't matter how strong it is right now, because it doesn't take much at all for it to become something massive. So that's why you just don't worry about the intensity now. You always worry about where it's going to be here. And then out of all those, other than Andrew, they've all been Gulf related, 150 plus. So, and a lot of that's because of that hot ocean heat content of the water. So that's just an amazing stat that it only, 3 days out was a tropical storm. A couple other things. We are in an enhanced phase of the MJO. Talk about this a lot. Talk about it yesterday, but we still are. MJO is a phenomenon that helps thunderstorms rising air. So we are in an enhanced phase of that. That could be something that could help intensify a little quicker than normal. Nobody's really talking about the MJO, but we are in enhanced phases of that. And that's kind of why I think we're seeing this bubbling a little more than what people expected. The NOAA site here was not updating earlier, but let's see if it's got its ensembles yet. It'll take a while to get loaded into the system. Not yet. This is a really cool site, but they're not. We don't have the ensembles in there yet. Bummer. Just regular spaghetti models. Bummer. All right, so let's go back over here to Weather Nerds, or Tropical Tidbits, and take a look at the ensemble maps here. So the recon is not out there, by the way. I think tomorrow I read they're expected to go out there tomorrow. Let's take a look at the Canadian ensembles. Kind of get a hint at what the Canadians thinking, even though that has that one operational run. So it's kind of, it's got more, it's definitely got more confidence of a system just keeping that west-northwest track. But we are getting a split, some going north, some going south. So there's really no locked-in scenario. And of course the GFS, we know, is highly expecting this thing to curve. Almost like Florida's got a force field around it. We can see that really well here too on our latest map here. So we've been watching this for a long time, everybody. Look at this, man. This is incredible. This is like, it's like the Euro just got no vacancy notice from Florida because it pretty much just flat out turned every one of its ensembles away. There are 2. There's 3. 3 out of 51 showing potential Florida impact. So if you don't want a continental U.S. hit, root for the Euro. We'll know in about 5 hours or so what the new thinking is. What's up, Bobby? Every Miami thinks there's a force field. Shelly's got a good little tidbit. What's the MJO? And hey, no, you never have to be sorry, man. I don't know what the heck it is. I had to learn. We're all just redneck storm chasers, man. We just act like we know what we're talking about. Mike, make the meme. What? Florida force field? Oh, hey, listen, great cruising. Sorry, no, I am not. So there is a special. Oh my God, is it at 10 o'clock right now? Is it 10 a.m.? There's a no vacancy. That would be funny, Bobby. There is a cool podcast coming up. I think it's 10 or 11. It might be now. I'll share it. You can watch it with our local Paul Delgado, which is on Fox 13. I love that guy. They're doing a special podcast with Brian Norcross talking about the season so far. No vacancy. So yeah, man, we've been talking about this forever. The storm, man. All right, so what else we got? Let's take a look at the SpaghettiOs, because we're going to start looking at that other one real quick. There are signs. Why am I clicking winter? Well, guess what? There's no snow. No snow in the forecast. All right, my brain's playing tricks on me now. Where did it go? Oh, it's up here. No, that's the one. I don't know where the heck it went. Where they move things around on me now. I'm like an old person now. When they move things around, man, I'm lost. They didn't. It was right there in front of me. All right. I do want to show one thing though, real quick. Don't leave yet. There's a H-Wharf model that I have to show you. Just kind of keep throwing it out there. All right, so here's God, we still got people. We got screaming faces. I don't know about you, but when I first, we got this weird looking guy looking at me. You see it? All right, so we're gonna look at the long range look here at the Euro. Here's our next system coming in hot. This is next Monday. And, you know, this is the second wave, you know, there's another wave coming in off of Africa that we might have to watch. All right, so let's look at the H-Wharf real quick, because I don't want to forget. The H-Wharf now, last year and the year before, actually, and I think the year before that, the H-Wharf was a pretty darn good model with intensity. The latest run, it didn't show it, but it did show it on the OOZ. So here's your worst case scenario model run from the H-Wharf. And, you know, again, it's not a forecast, but believable, you know, last second strengthening of our system as it nears the islands. So this will be Saturday morning. Friday night, you'd start to feel the effects. But it's believable. It's not a forecast. It's just based on what it looks like now, and the fact that it's going to be entering those warmer waters right off, you know, before it reaches the Caribbean. It's just one forecast, but you know, one you gotta think about. I mean, they're 80 knots. You know, it's inching up there a little bit. So, you know, then it starts to pull north a little bit, Puerto Rico, but. You know, H-Wharf probably isn't the best path model, but as far as intensity, it's done pretty good over the years. So, but the last, like I said, the 6Z run didn't show it. So, you know, it kept it a weak 46 knot system. So, again, don't get worked up about it, but definitely one that could sneak up on everybody because of what it's doing right now. So we're in that important stage here of kind of just watching it in real time and seeing what's happening, because it definitely looks bubbly. It's got the look, right, Bobby? Is there such a thing about it's got the look? And again, Facebook, I'm sorry, the chat's weird on everybody today, not just me. So anyway, Tam Hicks, what's up? What's up, Ronnie K? You've been seeing faces for 3 days now. I ain't seen the sun in 3 damn days. What song is that? Kid Rock. Kid Rock just came out with a new song yesterday. Come visit Pensacola Beach. That'd be kind of fun. We had a beach house there about a year ago. It was a lot of fun. It was great hanging out Port St. Joe and meeting Tyler and crew from Scouts Cove and Mike from the seafood place there. I forget the name of it, but great memory, man. So it was one of them last second little. Hey, Loretta Reed, thank you. Becky, thank you. Last minute trip. So, well, that's about it. I'm gonna try to read some comments. Very interesting. Got the look. As far as I do want to show this. So. This is happening right now. This is really interesting to me because I live in Florida Peninsula. Again, we got this bubbling blob down here that's been persistent for days. It's you can see it very well here on Knoll School site. Not saying it's going to develop by any means. It's just, you just never know. I mean, there's the curvature of this land down here just enables the winds to help spin up, turn up, spin up. It's just weird. But let's see what it's got today. 850. Yeah, you can kind of. It's just real broad. I mean, there's nothing really there. I guess 700. Yesterday there was a little more. There's 500 maybe trying to set up. But as far as what's going on in the Gulf goes, so we got this lingering front. So unfortunately, we got this front line that came down, right? And it's going to sit parked all week long, and we're going to have constant moisture being fed up from the Gulf of Mexico. Again, now that front's north of us, the wind shear down there in the bay isn't that bad. It could relax some enough to enable something to try to get going. The most of the shear is going to be to the north. You would think there'd be a weakness. Dale and I were talking last night that it would pull up into that weakness. There has been some modeling showing something coming in off of the coast here. So, nothing really solid on that. But here is what's really cooking, and this is really kind of making me bonkers. The year of the Linguini front, we call that. We had a Linguini front. We joked about it. Instead of lingering, it's called Linguini front. But look at this. This is coming through the whole week now. This is today. So here's tomorrow. Almost exactly the same. Frontal line through Central Florida. Dry. Pretty much for the Panhandle north. Friday, Linguini front. Saturday, right here. Saturday, Linguini front. Heavy rain. Sunday, Linguini front. Monday, Linguini front. Tuesday. I mean, what is up with that? It's going to hang out a little farther south on Tuesday. Notice the time frame, though. So, we were to get anything tropical. Common sense tells you this thing is going to get pulled up into that weakness, right? But we do have a high pressure coming in that's pushing that front out of the way. So it's a race. It's always been a race with how long it takes this high pressure to come down and potentially block our tropical system. It's a race. It's a NASCAR race. Then day 8, lingering front again. Rain totals are going to be this is I think if you like weather maps like I do. Remember, I got a $10 bet on our cone being coned today. This is incredible to me. This is crazy. This is through next Thursday. This is the rainfall. Nothing to the north. Like, this front just blocks everything except for the Florida Peninsula. I mean, I've never seen not even a dot of rain anywhere. This is accumulative rain, so there's not even a dot of rain anywhere in the next 7 days north of this line. And what's even cooler about this line is if you look at the dry air. You guys watching any of this British stuff? It is fascinating watching the just the guards and the tradition and just how they've kept their culture so consistent over the years. So it's amazing. All right, but here is your U.S. map, and this is really neat. This is your dry air, and you're going to see it. You're going to see clouds. This is a big old dry air pocket that's over us right now. Surge that came in from Canada. Cloud cover is almost non-existent for the week. So, I mean, look at that. This dry air is in place. Look at this big old, look at this coming in This is over the weekend. This is next Sunday. And look at our tropical system down here. So it kind of makes sense, right? I mean, look at this. This is really neat to look at. This is the Euro. I mean, you got to look at all the models, but the Euro showing this really well here. Oh, I can't go any farther out than that. All right, we can go here though. This is kind of neat. This kind of shows you in a nutshell. This is next Monday. Kind of what's going on. There's our tropical system over the Bahamas. And there's our big surge coming down to our next frontal line. Just kind of finally pushing that front through, and that creates a weakness. Lingering fronts, I knew would be the storyline this season. And we talked about it about a month ago, that if these lingering fronts stick around, which this one has, then that will definitely be causing a lot more recurves. But it's kind of weird to see a front linger that long. But this is next Tuesday. Taco Tuesday. All right. Anything else? Let's see. Yeah, we got sporadic chat. I see a little bit of Shelly. Julie, thanks for the stars. Just not really knowing what's going on with that. So yeah, that's it. Let's just go from there. See what the afternoon models bring. Again, this is the one map that really makes me appreciate what we're watching happen here with the system that's defied the odds. As we go to September 10th here, it's still fascinating to me. September 10th, there was nothing left. It was completely void of all convection. The NHC obviously wasn't going to develop in 5 days, so they rightfully so took the circle off of it. But it had a seed, it had rotation, and once it got going, it started picking up that moisture. And look at that. Look at where we're at today. Right here today. Boom. So it pretty much cleared out its own little weather window, and the dry air hasn't affected it. And again, that little blob to the south, really weird. It looks tropical, but it's not. But it could bring rains, future rains into South America. Probably the latter part of the weekend into early next week, this little blob, if it makes it over there. And here's all that juice coming off Africa. Jeez and crackers. Look at the size of that thing. That's as big as the Gulf of Mexico. It could be the mother... It could be the... What the heck is going on over there in Africa? What are we doing, Africa? What is this thing? Look at the size of this thing. What the hell is that thing? There's a big old juice box. The size of this thing. Huge. It'd take up the whole Gulf of Mexico. My goodness gracious. Definitely eating up all that dry air out there. That's a lot of moisture coming off of Africa. It's, I mean, in relation to, let's just draw a circle. I mean, look at the size of this thing. It'd be as big as, it'd take up the whole dang southeast if that blob made it over here. That's a category 15. No. It's nothing to worry about. It's not even marked by the NHC, but this little guy is. Whoa. What the heck happened there? Little box. This little guy is. All right, enough of that. All right, well, we rambled on enough. Ramble. All right. Anyway, yeah, these are recorded live. You can always come back and watch it. Appreciate that. Let's see. Appreciate everybody supporting our Windstorm products yesterday. We ran that coupon code for everybody. Information on the cruise. I've got another booking yesterday. Again, you know, we have, 30 some counties in the state of Florida are on spring break that week, Monday through Friday. No more restrictions on cruising, so anybody can cruise now. And our prices are locked. And we got a really easy link here. Sign up here. If you click the sign up here button, Kim will reach out to you. All you got is a few, sign ups, things to do, and Kim will email you back, or call you back and give you all the information that you need. So it's pretty cool. We're excited. We're doing a hurricane preparedness seminar on the ship. The ship's got a conference center, can you believe it, right on the water. And we're going to give everybody that attends the cruise a hurricane preparedness certificate, which is great if you work in any industry, because that could be a write-off because you're getting education at sea. So I really love the presentations that I put together. It filled with a lot of information. I thoroughly enjoy them. I get very passionate about it. It's a very long slide with a lot of information. And you'll be able to drink Bloody Marys while I give that to you in the morning. So, a ton of fun. All right. So I'm going to do a little YouTube video this afternoon. Make sure you subscribe over there. We do these little afternoon videos. And hey, what's up? They're about 5 minutes. Everybody likes them. One day I'll get over here as a suggested video to watch. YouTube is hard to figure out. It goes from huge storm coming to Green Bay Packers in Minnesota to don't starve. So one day I'll be recommended video. And yeah, so let's leave it up here for the last second here. These are your latest 12Z spaghetti models, just came out. And we'll see what we got. Does the Bahamas have a chance? So at this point, 100% chance of something for the Virgin Islands, Northern Islands, across Puerto Rico in Hispaniola. Models are very aggressive on that. As far as intensity goes, it's hard to tell. But past that, the overnight trends have been a little more curving north with that approaching front. But we'll see what the afternoon model runs say before we start feeling too confident on that. Bloody Mary mixes are the most important things, Jeff says. Especially if you got shrimp and sausage. Oh, we fell in love. Julie and I were, we did fall in love, I think. She's on the day. We fell in love with Royal Caribbean. They had a Bloody Mary bar one morning. Oh, God, it was so good. They put everything in it right there for you. They had shrimp and sausage and bacon. And, oh, God, it was so good. Dale, what's up? The show, yeah, Dale, I don't know. You got to Google Brian Norcross. I'll look it up. Oh, the show. I'll text it to you. Dega, yeah, 100% Dega's on. 99% on. We're going to Talladega. If we get some last minute unexpected storm, I'll change my mind, but we're going to take the show on the road. Thanks to our friends at Verizon. They hooked me up with, I don't think I got the box here, do I? No. But anyway, Verizon folks hooked me up with a really cool little portable Wi-Fi extender with their new network. So we should be good to go on that. I'm excited for that. And if you guys didn't know, I got to share my app. I get questions all the time. I did send out a couple notices. You get notifications on the app. You can watch the show on the app, or you can see a lot on the app. But it's on Apple and Android. Check it out. People like it. Some don't. That's okay with me. It's on Google and Android. So, I got a lot of cool features on there, in case you didn't know. The coolest thing about it, I think, is the notifications, and you can watch the Daily Brew on there. And I also have a section on there that you can just see my post, so it doesn't get lost in the social media world. Oh, by the way, did you see this little post we did earlier? The eBear box. So the eBear box, eBear, not Hebert. I was corrected a couple years ago. eBear. A-Bear. Wikipedia just corrected me. It's A-Bear, not E-Bear. A-Bear. A-Bear box. A-Bear. A-Bear. Everybody say it together. A-Bear box. It's a weird phenomenon. It supposedly only works with storms that are already organized, however. Typically, storms that are already, I think it was 100 mile an hour to qualify this as a threat to Florida, they must have winds 110 miles an hour. So Katrina went through the box, but it was weaker than that. But anyway, it's a theory. People ask me all the time. There's two boxes, the A-Bear boxes. Again, this is a theory. There's nothing scientific about it. It's just some of the most memorable, strongest storms that hit South Florida passed through the A-Bear box as a Category 2, I believe. It said 110 mile an hour. So if you're curious, I posted that a little bit ago. You can read up on it. Donna, Betsy, Charlie, Wilma, Irma, all which came through a A-Bear box. Dorian missed the A-Bear box. Floyd missed the A-Bear box. Gert 99 missed the A-Bear box. So it's a theory. It's a theory. But again, and it was from former National Weather Service Hurricane Center forecaster Paul A-Bear. But it's interesting, right? So if this, it's got to be a Category 2, 110 mile an hour. I believe it's 110. I don't know. You know what? If we go to a place called Mike's Weather Page, he's got a Saffir-Simpson scale on here. And it is a Category 2, 110. Bet you didn't know that. But you do now. If there's anything in the tropics you need, you got to go to this cool site that I found. It's called Mike's Weather Page. Sometimes when I'm asking questions, I got to remember to go to this page because I forget. There was an earthquake, too, by the way, in California. I guess they have an earthquake predicted center, or they have a prediction setup or something. I don't know. I read it. They predicted it 30 seconds out or something. I don't know, something new, something where they were able to predict the earthquake. It was a 4 something. It wasn't anything too big, but there you go. There's Bobby talking about models. Let's see, there's money. All right, so that's it. All right, listen, we'll be back later tomorrow morning for sure. The Daily Brew. Hopefully the chat's working a little better. Make sure you stay attuned to the tropics, especially down on the islands. Watching any last second little spin up. It's looking halfway healthy. So we'll see what the Hurricane Center says here. They're going to have a new update at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock we'll have a new advisory come out. And again, I'm betting it all. $10 that we get a cone today. Okay, cool. See you guys. Have a great day as the rains start to fall here in Oldsmar. See ya.